This is Untold Stories of Hip Hop. We are outside of Snoop Dogg's compound. No one has more untold stories than Snoop. He survived many different periods of hip hop and he's still here, like thriving. I've interviewed him many times over the years, but there was one time in particular where, because of our interview, it ended up him not being friends with Tupac when Pac passed. And I always kind of like felt guilty about that. So I'm curious where he is with that. I am doing a secret project at the Snoop Dogg compound.
BLE, Boss Lady Entertainment, baby.
Boss Lady Entertainment.
You know what my hat say?
What does it say?
No sucker.
Legendary Snoop Dogg. I can't wait till you see what happens. Hello. I'm gonna go back now. I'm gonna start this off with an older story. It was an important time in my career because I was a baby, I was coming up. I was very nervous about the times and what was happening. It was this big East Coast, West Coast thing, and in the moment, it was real. Like
it was gigantic.
It was real. And I was desperate to do my part and try to help simmer something that could happen, right? There was a lot of tension between East Coast and West Coast rappers. And then in the middle of all that, you and I have this big interview the day after the MTV Awards.
Yes, the day before the interview, Nas and Tupac. Did you see that?
When they were there at the park, yes.
In the park.
I got scared. And I had a reason to be. Because I had just done this big Tupac interview, right? I only aired 12 minutes of the 2-hour interview because I was so afraid to fuel this situation even more.
Do it look like I'm doing drive-bys on these? No. I don't give a nobody understand, but I'm a soldier.
But it's affected other people, though, is the problem.
Other people need to just know that life's a bitch. You want to be in a rap game? Hustle for it. Fight for that like I had to do.
So I'm like walking through the MTV Awards party by myself because I'm desperate to see Tupac because I want to tell him, listen, I'm sorry I didn't air our whole interview.
Right.
Like, yo, are we good? Is it okay? And from the corner, I see Nas walking towards Pac's people. And I was like, let me move away to the... I didn't bounce, I waited, but I definitely made my way to the exit.
I was right there.
Oh my God.
What happened was, Nas ain't got a lot of people with him, but he got a lot of people with him, if you know what I mean.
They're surrounding.
Right.
Got it.
And I'm seeing them and I'm knowing, because I'm a gangbang. I'm seeing with their hands on their guns. Tupac got the whole death row in the... We riled up. I step away from him. Him and Nas right here, boom. Nas like, what's up, Pac? Man, I love your music, I'm a fan. That's what Pac say. Well, if you a fan, I dissed you, Jay-Z, Biggie. He named off a gang of them. I dissed all you on the song. And if you a fan and you ain't got no beef, don't say nothing. And Nas said, I love you. I never diss you. And he shook his hand and he hugged him. And then when he walked off, Pac said, yeah, I punked that. In my mind, I was like, nah, he let us slide. Because Nas had more than we did.
Wow. Yeah. And then after that, you were on my show. And even though I know my intentions were good, I always felt just really bad about how your relationship with Pac ended.
Yeah. You said, so how do you feel about Puffy and Biggie? Because they was East Coast, and I'm the West Side. I said, I'm cool with them. I want to do some music with them. I want to work with them. Because I thought they was dope. I thought that they weren't competition. They were friends. We would always hang out with Puff and Big. They was our, you know what I'm saying? We would give them weed and hang out with them.
People lose that part of the story because they only know how it got bad.
They only know the end. They don't know that. We all used to hang out. I love Biggie and I love Pac, and both of them love me. So how I look saying Biggie?
Yeah.
Because I'm with Pac. We was on the same.
Yeah.
They rapping the same. We rapping, we got the same struggle, the same hustle. Why the we can't get along?
Yeah.
Why we can't like these? Like, I grew up loving New York rappers. New York rappers were the mecca to me, the mecca of hip hop. So why would I stop that after I become hot and become the king of the West or whatnot? Say, well, that, no, I'm still gonna have my values and my pride and say I respect the game.
So we did that interview, and what happened after?
When I get back to the hotel from doing the interview with you, my uncle come upstairs and he say, Tupac is tripping. I'm like, what you mean? He said, he talked about you. I said, nah, you tripping. Nah, he ain't talking about me. He said, man, I just heard him. He down there talking about you. And he talking about going to the club and finding Biggie up. I'm like, what are you talking about? So now I get a call in my room, and it's Muta. Muta is one of the outlaws. He like, Pac wants some weed. I'm like, tell Pac to come get the weed. And hang up. Another phone call. It's Pac. What's up? Hey, Muta finna come get some weed for me. All right. That's all he say, right? So my uncle go to the club with him. I guess they played a Biggie record and he snatched the record off the turntable. He just was wilding out that night, acting a damn fool. He wanted to trip on me, but he couldn't. But his aggression was towards me. So because I said, I'm cool with Puffy and Biggie doing the interview with you. Tupac took it as if I wasn't down with him no more, as if I was side busted, as if I was scared. Death Row looked at me as like a traitor. The next day, actually I had to fly back home from New York. And normally on a private plane, it'd be Pac, his security, me, my security, Suge, and a couple of his homies. This time I go to the airport, my security walking with me. Suge like, hold up, they can't roll. They gotta catch a regular flight. So now I'm like,
That's not a good sign.
okay. First of all, Pac ain't said to me though, from that moment on.
But everybody else has security.
Yeah. I seen it happen. I know how to get down.
I was just gonna say,
I
that's
know.
what my mind was
I
wondering.
know how to get down.
Yeah.
I'm not a stranger to danger. I know what it is. So now I get on the plane. So now I'm looking around. Pac right here, a couple other right here. I'm like, what's up, Pac? And they do me like this. So I walk to the back of the plane, give me a blanket, grab me a knife and a fork, put the blanket over my nose right here, my little black glasses on, and ride like this the whole flight, hoping one of them come with me so I could stab out everybody on this mother. This is a 5.5-hour flight. Don't nobody say one word to me. Not one word. Just having conversations and doing all kinds of things, saying nothing to me. Now we land. My Rolls Royce, Tupac Rolls Royce, Suge Rolls Royce. We step off the plane. I'm like, Pac, you going to Vegas to the fight? I said, pfft. That's the last time I seen my live.
Tupac Shakur was seated in the front passenger seat of this BMW when a white Cadillac pulled alongside and one of the four men inside it opened fire. The rapper was struck several times in the chest. Death Row record label owner Marion Suge Knight was also in the car and also hit, but his injuries were minor.
That story made me feel awful. That your relationship with Pac ended that way. Because I almost felt like...
It's not your fault. I
know that, but I still...
I never blamed you. I'm pointing at myself. I take that.
People forget how young Pac was.
25 when he died.
Yes.
We can look back at it now and be like, he just was a warrior.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, he was smart.
Super smart.
Fun,
Yeah,
witty.
yeah.
So when we finally got to become superstars, we should have separated from that. But we couldn't until something drastic happened.
Your reputation is that you're in foreign lands going crazy.
These stories making me sound terrible.
Tupac wasn't killed by Biggie.
There was just me and Nipsey Hussle.
Is that traumatizing?
That ruined my world. I'm scared.
What do you mean?
Because it's Beyonce.
Puffy grabs the microphone and says,
$1 million for the head of LL Cool J.
It's the same dude that kidnapped DMX.
Then all of a sudden, it's just boom, and it's dead silence.
You don't know the story I got.
That's hip-hop.
Uh-oh. This can't end well.
This season on
Untold Stories of Hip Hop.